37, and I was pretty happy with my spot in the end last night. Pretty well hidden, nice and flat, but was never really that comfortable with it for some reason. Just felt a little bit on edge the whole night. There were a lot of strange forest noises, beasts moving in the woods, probably deer to be fair. And there was something howling that was sort of a cross between a dog and a rooster, and I couldn't work out which. Quite a long way away. But anyway, glad that dawn is here, ready to pack up and get back on the road. Back on the black stuff. That was a pretty significant deviation down quite a bumpy track. Could have gone absolutely nowhere. And felt pretty lucky because there was zero potential spots, up until I found that perfect one. Right on the verge of benighment. And sometimes I wonder, what if I just didn't find a spot? But it's yet to happen, so why should it? I've spent weeks trying to find a suitable replacement for the chocolate waffles, and finally have something that comes close. The chocolate Leberkuchen or Lebenkuchen, something like that, sort of chocolatey, cakey gingerbread, which I had in the tent this morning with a coffee, and again, morale pretty high. It really is the way to start the day. I've just joined the Eurovelo 6 route, which goes from the Atlantic, which is pretty much where I've been, to the Black Sea. So I've not really seen much of it so far. As ever, flat, quiet, very agricultural. Heading to a place called Vukovar this morning, about 15k away, for a morning coffee. Here we are, popping out on the River Danube in Vukovar. Very exciting. I shall be following this watercourse for many hundreds of kilometres. Nice looking cycle path, and dipping into a cafe very shortly. Cold today, very cold. A timely reminder today of what a headwind feels like. Straight into my face. It's a real battle. I'm down to a D layer pretty quickly. Tiring stuff, but booked a hostel in Novi Sad for tonight. It's about 100k from Vukovar, so plod away, and a bit of luxury tonight. Quite cheap, so 11-12 quid. Why camp? This is the best thing about Croatia so far, the burek. Pastry, greasy pastry filled with sort of cheesy stuff, sort of cross between feta and mozzarella. Is absolutely delicious and highly calorific, I suspect. Well, it's turned into a day of pretty grisly touring, really. 15-mile-an-hour headwinds. The rain set in for the day. I'm just about managing to turn the big ring in a very low gear. I don't know, 11-12 miles an hour. Novi Sad feeling like a long way away. I've just rolled through Ilok, which is the last town before the Serbian border. I actually planned to stop somewhere and get out the rain, but didn't see anything. The place is pretty deserted, very, very run down. And on a day like today, really pretty depressing. It was also my last chance to spend the Croatian kuna that I extracted at such high cost. Yesterday, of the 100 that I took from the cash point, I've spent a mere 20, and will now carry them probably for the remainder of the trip. Ridiculous! I've just exited Croatia and entered my 9th country of the tour, Serbia. Would not rush back to Croatia, or at least northeast Croatia. Very, very samey, nothing really of any interest whatsoever. Sorry, Croatia. Let's go! 2:45, still about 15k out. Don't think I've wanted it more to get to a town on this trip yet. I'm done. It's been an absolutely dismal afternoon on the bike. I've been wanting to get off it for at least a couple of hours, but finally, that's the bridge just above me over the Danube to Novi Sad, and I'm heading along to the next one, slightly quieter one. Headwinds, rain, busy, narrow roads. I'm covered in a thin layer of Serbian filth, and will be very happy to check into the hostel Sova in the next half an hour or so, hopefully. It's a good thing I didn't stop earlier in Croatia, because it's now just gone 4 o'clock and I would have been benighted. Oh, also, just saw a sign that Novi Sad is the European Capital of Culture 2022. Warrants a rest day, I would say. There you have it. Danube. Superb. Tailey for the last kilometre or two really does make all the difference. Day 38, and I'm on foot on the beach today. This is the River Danube, and I'm having a overdue day off today. Could not face the idea of getting on the bike again, and it's actually a lovely little contrast to have a stroll around the town. A lot of coffee, sitting around, eating pastries, chatting to my fellow hostel goers. It's been really, really nice. It's been a definite change in sort of mindset, I suppose, on the trip in the last few days, moving into less familiar countries and camping becoming a little bit less of a comfortable idea, and accommodation hostels becoming cheaper. I mean, this place, Hostel Sova, 13 euros a night, can afford to at that rate. Day 40, looking over the Danube here at Novi Sad from the Petrovaradin fortress and enjoying a lovely little bit of morning sunshine. In the t-shirt today, and yesterday was a bit of a non-event, so I woke up feeling very, very groggy indeed. So took the remarkably sensible decision against all my instincts to have a second day in Novi Sad, which I enjoyed very much, sitting around in a very warm hostel, drinking lots of tea, and back on the road to Belgrade today. The way out of Novi Sad was pretty much as bad as the way in, just without the rain and the headwinds. Very busy road, very narrow, poor driving, and so I've dipped off to the left, not far from the Danube here actually. Just saw it on Google Maps, and I'm picking my way through these potholes. There's still quite a few lorries coming up and down here as well, but the cycling options thus far, very poor. A lot of very, very faffy nav, getting a little bit lost, maps not really corresponding to what's on the ground, and could not find a bench anywhere. So I don't think I've ever done this before, just on the bike down on the ground. Oh, feeling pretty tired as well. Looking forward to getting to Belgrade, to be honest. But at least the sun's out. It's nice and warm. Things have improved as the day has gone on, fortunately, and we're back to what the Croats and the Serbs do best. Long, flat, straight roads and fields. Not much of a vista today. Just seen the Eurovelo 6 sign, 55 kms to Belgrade, 10 to 12, should be a formality really. Light tailwinds today, it really does make all the difference. You can put in half the power, go twice as fast, and sit and cruise up pedalling and keep moving forward. Oh, there's a dead dog there. Perfect. Little bench in the sun here, the sun's come out, it's really actually quite warm. Stove about to be fired up. Things are looking up. I turned off the main road where the Eurovelo 6 was routed because it was awful and busy and narrow, and this is my alternative. Brilliant. It's either potholed, rutted track, 10-15 kilometres per hour, or narrow, busy, fast road. Can't decide which is worse or best.
Getting into Belgrade so far has been an absolute horror show. How you can call it a cycle path or a cycle route, I do not know, unless you want to kill people. And these speed bumps are brilliant as well. I suppose cutting through France and Spain and Italy, where the cycle paths are absolutely superb, you start to take it for granted. And you realise that actually in these countries, cycling either for leisure or commuting is just not a thing. They just don't really, it's just not a thing. But you see this traffic in the state it's in, and you see that in every big town city that you go through, and you think, if that's 2:45, it's not even rush hour. I mean, how can we sustain that level of consumption and just chaos? It just doesn't make any sense, unfortunately. This is starting to look a little bit more like it. More what I envisaged. I think I'm going through a slightly painful process of having to reevaluate my expectations and preconceptions of what I might come across, which is sometimes not a nice process, but it's one of the great things about travel and opening one's eyes to new experiences. Wonderful, look at this. Look at all these swans. Fantastic. Danube. More what I had in mind. Day 41, and the chance to take in the sights and sounds of Belgrade today. Another rest day, 3 and 4. Progress slowing.